Welcome to another exciting evening where we discuss leadership in Africa and the diaspora. Joining us this evening is a friend, a colleague. I started off on the radio, on Zambia Blog Talk Radio. It's, of course, a pleasure to have this gentleman, Mr. Rodger Chali, who has been on the air on Zambia Blog Talk Radio for quite some time. So this evening, we'll be talking about leadership in Zambia, Africa, and we'll look at the leadership across Africa. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and bring up our special guest, Mr. Rodger Chali. Welcome to our program.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I remember I started off watching you guys, you and Mr. Nathan. So at least I'm a student. I learned from the two great masters.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, so we're going to get started and discuss leadership in Africa. So before we go any further, we're going to take just play a commercial. Yeah, we are embarking on a series where we are looking at profiling Africa, looking at the profiles for some of the African great minds. So for this evening, we have Mr. Rodger Chali, and we'll be looking at Africa. So before we go any further, there's a clip that I want us to play. So we're going to piggyback from the conversation that we'll play, and then we'll take it from there. So this is a gentleman, he's from the Cameroon, and he was talking about Africa. So let's go ahead and play this little clip.
Natural resources, financial resources, or human resource. It is the absence of leadership.
Okay.
I'll begin by saying that when greed, tribalism, ethnocracy, and nepotism encapsulate a group of people, no matter how rich they may be, they will never see the future. Africans that have had the heart to push the continent Africa to another dimension have been destroyed by Africans. Most of the fathers of independence had their nations at heart, and if they were given the opportunity to execute what they intended to do, it would have been very possible for Africa to have emerged ere long. I will give you a few analyses that will shock you. A country like Togo got independence from France under the leadership of Sylvanus Olympio. Olympio did not want the France CFA. Olympio created the Togo currency. But a man called Iyadema Nasingbe was used to eliminate, that is a Togolese, used to eliminate a Togolese that has Togo at heart. Iyadema Nasingbe killed Sylvanus Olympio. You go down to Burkina Faso, there is this guy called Maurice Yamiyogo. He was the one that gave them independence. He was annihilated. The person that came later after him, Thomas Sankara, in 1987, he was still eliminated by Blaise Compaoré. You come to Central African Republic, there's David Dacko. David Dacko was to change the nation in another dimension, but a man called Bokasawa used to eliminate him. You go down to Congo Brazzaville, there's this guy called Maron Ngwabi. Ngwabi also was eliminated through a coup d'etat. Now, if you go down to Guinea Equatorial here, there was this guy called Masias Ngema. It was his own cousin, Obiangema Basoko, that was used to eliminate him. You go down to Ghana, Osage from Kwame Nkrumah had a good intention for the nation. It was Kotoko, his own clear-eyed neighbor, that eliminated him. You go to Nigeria, the guys of Nnamdi Azikiwe, they were eliminated by Paul close to them. Now, if you put it in a nutshell, you go to Mozambique, Samora Moise Machel, it was his close partner that eliminated him. The West, and I repeat, will never and ever have access to Africa until they use Africans.
Well. What say you to that? Because he's saying the challenges that Africa has, of course, is the Africans themselves. Before we can blame the West, we have to look in-house at our own folks. So just when I played that clip, how do you agree with the gentleman, what he's saying, or what is your take?
Yeah. Let's probably talk about the Even when you look way past recent history, you go to slavery, you find that it is our own people, first and foremost, who gave away their nephews into slavery. It was not imposed on us. So from what he is saying, I think that kind of mindset, selfishness, when you look at leadership first and foremost, most of the leadership is not really concerned about the people. That's what he's saying. It is about individuals. It was his own cousin. It was his brother. It was his neighbor who did this. And you will find that they don't really have, most of these people, the interests of the people at heart. They have, first and foremost, the personal, I don't know if it's a personal egos, or let's just say the personal interest to advance. I think that is where the Western world or whoever has taken the advantage of us, even Africa. I make an argument, about Africa. When you look at Africa, we have small countries like Malawi, our own country, 18 million people. And you're going to say 18 million is going to go to China to go and make a deal. How does 18 million, a country of 18 million, go to a 1.4 billion country like China to make a deal? We are small. We are not much. We are not. And yet, Africa, if we were to come together with 1.2, now we can match them. Now we can say, okay, they put a chip here. We've got somebody from Senegal who's probably smarter than some minister in Zambia or in Malawi. That's a combined force. So the selfishness he is talking about, that is what has killed Africa. We have not focused on building, saving the people, but in most cases, it is saving the individuals.
Yeah. So, well, let's go to Zambia, and let's put Zambia in perspective. How would you characterize the leadership that we have now compared to the leadership that we had previously?
I'm biased there, I'll tell you. I'm straight. I was so involved. I think most of us, the diaspora, we were just tired with the leadership which we had. Zambia is a special case. In that, we may have tribes, the 73 tribes, so-called 73 tribes, but we have coexisted on the One Zambia, One Nation for a long, long time. So to see what we saw under the previous government, that was disheartening. That was very, very foreign to us. And hence, you find that we wanted to come back where we belonged. The present government, which is there, I don't think they have done enough for us to pass judgment. Maybe based on their appointments, they have tried to mix up, to bring us together. And we hope that stays, it even improves from what we have done. To me, the tribalism in the previous government was one thing which really set me up to be part of the movement, to advocate their removal. So I would say the present one, we don't have, as they will say, the data to pass judgment just as yet.
Yeah, so we're going to switch gears now and just to zoom in a little bit on Zambia and see where we stand. So, of course, in the Western world, usually they look at the first 100 days in office. And when you look at the first 100 days of HH, and I know it's been quite a month from August 12 last year to February, it's more than 100 days. So if we were to judge the current government in Zambia, how would you rate the UPND government based on what they promise on just the base first 100 days?
I would say very positive, and I'll tell you why. Why I think I would say positive. One of the things, I think you are the follower of, you've been part of us on Zambia Blog Talk Radio for a long time. A good friend of mine, Msawatai Lunga, when he compared me with Donald Trump, he said, I'll build a wall against Lusaka because I'm not really a fan of central government. And part of the governance of central government is really the money thing, where central government has to give you the money so you can do this. With the coming of the UPND, they've put the CDF from 1.6 million to 25 million. To me, no, that has been huge, taking money to Petauke constituency, to Kasempa constituency. Now, that is the real power. If you ask people about power is about money. So as they move, forget about anything else. I'm sure there is enough to be blamed. That's one thing you're going to find about leadership. There is more of people complaining than you'll find in praise. But on the CDF, this tells you now people will be making their own calls. Where should a bridge be? Do we need a school or do we need a hospital? These decisions will be made on the local level. Yes, on the local level. The way we've seen it here, over here where we are, things are done on the local level. Why? Because it is a money. We've heard about decentralization in the past. It has made nothing because it had not coupled with money. Now, with the UPND taking just on the CDF, there is enough again to go around, maybe blame or whatever. But on the CDF, to me, money, everyone will agree with me, that is where real power lies. So, what the CDF will do, I think will define our next chapter in our country. So on that score, I am really happy about it. Secondly, Zambia was becoming a country, again, to say, cadres, so to say. People were going in offices, removing, you don't belong in this office. This one belongs in this office. People were not free in the markets. We hear that has changed. So we hope that continues. We hope that continues because, number one, I think you cannot have development in a country where people are not free to express themselves.
Exactly.
Yes. If I can speak up my mind, right now we've seen our leader is taking up too many trips. People are complaining. So maybe he's going to slow down. Okay, people don't like this. Yeah, that is the way you develop a country. But if you only have a country where they are praise singers, you do something wrong, they come on praising you, I think that is a bad sign of leadership. So we have seen come back to the markets, come back to the station. So we will hope this is 6 months or 7 months now. We hope this continues. Again, and then now we can begin to build from from this little freedom which we have created for ourselves into now prosperity. How now do we translate this to mean a better living standards for our people?
Well said, well said. Yeah, so now let's talk a little bit about outside Zambia, and let's look at Africa in general. Africa has all the resources. Africa has all the natural wealth.
Yes.
What is the problem? Where do we go wrong?
That is a number one. On our show, we did a show where we did we measured the sunshine in Zambia. Sunshine is 365. Is it 364 days in a year? Throughout, we have sunshine. In Zambia, we have water bodies. In Central Africa, we hold 40% of water bodies. They are in Zambia. The mineral wealth, the former president, Michael Sata, he used to say, Zambia has more minerals than people. What else? The land, fertile. And then we began to measure. Germany has got only 180 days of sunshine. And yet today, they are a leading country in solar power. So what excuse do we have in Zambia to have some houses, only a light bulb? We are not talking about the fridge, this and this. No, only a light bulb. What is the reason why some of our children cannot do their homework? Because they are living in a house which has no power. And yet we have 365 days of sunshine.
Yeah, so what is the problem now? Is it because of course we know we have the resources. So would you say is just poor leadership that we have in Africa, or is it out of external factors like maybe the Western powers doing what they are doing in the background? What is the problem? We have everything. Why are we not developed?
Part of it, I think your introductory video, I think, explained it. And we talked about it. Leadership has been about individuals, those who are in power. How much can I amass? The wealth can I bring to myself, my family, and my friends? Leadership has not been about the people. In most of African countries, including ourselves, we touched to CDF. The reason why you see when you go to Zambia, most of the advancement is Lusaka based. When you're in Lusaka, you think you are in some nice, good little town in Europe or somewhere. They have everything.
Everything is happening in Lusaka.
In Lusaka. And then you take a small mile into Kafue, into Chiranga, you are in a different country.
Yeah, so I know this is something that we hope to see change in the coming years, because I think the African youth are rising up, because we were happy with what happened, especially with the election in Zambia, which served as a very, very good example. So it shows that democracy sometimes works. So now we're going to go back to playing this little clip here, and then look at how the Western powers, how they influence the people, or is it just us being bad stewards of ourselves? So let's go back to this clip.
That's why I say what is eating the bean seed is within the bean seed. Africans are full with greed, full with ethnocracy, tribalism, and nepotism. And if nothing is done, we will keep on killing our best every year. As I talk to you recently, I will guarantee you all shorty that this guy Magufuli has convinced us against once more that Africa does not need any support out of the country. Lazarus Chakwera, in his 8-minute speech, commemorating the death of Magufuli. He said, the unpredictable Magufuli. They did not know that leadership could run in Africa without money being borrowed from International Monetary Fund, because they did not know Magufuli was coming. They did not know that projects could be set up and executed on time, because they did not know Magufuli was coming. They did not know that somebody could not pay attention to General Assembly of the United Nations. They didn't know Magufuli was coming. African presidents have given us the impression that you must borrow to succeed.
Yeah, we must borrow to succeed. What say you?
It's a painful, it's a painful thing in Africa. Again, like we said, a country like Africa, Zambia, we have all the resources. So why do we have to borrow to succeed? And the reason is simple. What you are seeing in the background of what I have here is Global Co-op. It is a diaspora organization which we have started, where we can invite ourselves as members of the diaspora to say, let's put our minds together, our resources together. How is it that copper in Zambia, we only know it by name? Or copper, we only see it. I come from Northwestern Province in Solwezi. You see the tracks. That's the last time you see copper. How is it that you and I don't have access to that copper? Trafigura, a company in Switzerland, Glencore, a company in Switzerland, they control that copper. How is it that you and I, Noah, do not have the word or the say about our copper? So
yeah,
we are our own. I don't know if it's the right way to use it, our own victims.
Yeah,
we can blame even the leaders all you want day long, but especially the members of the diaspora. How strong we can be. We don't have to rely on anyone for a paycheck to survive. We just need to come together. We don't even need to blame anyone. Zambia, we have enough resources. We have enough resources to make sure that the country can succeed.
So let's transition a little bit and talk about the diaspora, because we have a lot of Zambians, just like you mentioned, the new organization that has been formed. Can you just share a little bit about the new organization? What are the objectives? What's the mission with our listening audience?
Global Co-op Zambia, we started talking about this, I think, as a result of what I talked about. The pain you see, who controls our copper in Zambia, from the mines, from the transportation, from the people who supply, the major suppliers of the mines, storage, just the paperwork. It is amazing, Noah, if you look at what is happening. And the entire value chain is controlled by foreign companies. The mines, all we have is maybe supplying cleaning materials, something like that, supplying cleaning materials. So we started talking about this. The only way we are going to have a say in our minerals back home is if we, the members of the diaspora, can get involved.
Yes, if we can organize ourselves.
If
so
we
now
can organize ourselves. That is how we started Global Co-op. Those who can visit it, it is www.Global Co-op without hyphen there, Zambia.com. You can find it. And our objective is to reach out to members of the diaspora. We have the capacity to put together our resources and find somewhere in the value chain of the mining. Maybe we might not start with the mining, but that is our goal. The central wealth of Zambia lies in our mines. So don't tell me about, no, go and do pottery or go and do piggery. While those things are okay to do, the central wealth of Zambia is in the mines. We Zambians need to play. If we can get even 20%, 30%, our people will be okay. So that is how we created Global Co-op. There is a lot of excitement up to now. We are still putting. We had to register. We are a registered entity in Delaware. We are also registered now in Zambia. So once all these are done, I think we are very, very likely our first initiative will be this coming March. We should be having our first initiative to invest in either the bonds, that will be the bonds of Bank of Zambia, our first stage to begin to collect some money. You can't invest without saving.
Without money, yes.
Without money. So we want to begin to bring together some money in our first phase. And then our second phase, then we can start to see what are the short-term investments where we can put in our resources. But our goal is to continue to look at the central piece of our wealth, which is the mining industry. We want to play. If the members of the diaspora cannot play in the mining sector, no one will.
Well said, well said. So as we are getting to the end of the program, what is your message to the Zambians in the diaspora? What's your message to everyone listening in the diaspora?
Just like Zambia is, not Zambia, Africa as a whole, we do not maximize on our 1.2 billion power or population. Togo here, the one you talked about, Togo, Malawi, Zambia here, we are not maximizing. The same applies to the diaspora. We are small here, small there. When we can come together and say, how can we collaborate? Can I join my friends in Indiana? Can I join my friends in Texas and put our resources together? We are going to have, so to say, a miracle. Let me not use a miracle, but so to say, a miracle. Begin to move very, very slowly to achieve something good. I know the past election, we were a little bit divided, but even the diaspora, we were all, we agreed on one thing: we needed to change government. I think we played our part, and that happened. Now the diaspora, we have access to technology where we are. Again, when we come together, we use our network to the fullest. I'll tell you a quick story. I don't know if it's a quick story. The Jews. The Jews will tell you our strength. Most people think the Jews are smart. The rabbi was saying, no, the Jews are not smart. The Jews, we maximize our networks.
The numbers, yes.
The numbers. Before we can go outside the Jewish community, we make sure. So they know what a Noah in Indiana is bringing to the table. We are going to know what a Nathan in Texas will bring to the table. I cannot have all the elements.
Exactly.
Yes. So we need the members of the diaspora. We just need, as they say, I don't know if this is the right way to say on the live TV, suck it up and say, Rene, I think these small enclaves we have created have not been helpful. Can we begin to find ways of collaborating and networking and maximizing our potential? We cannot eat potential, President HH says, until we actualize it. That's the only way. And we know we have it. No, We have it, both in the brains, access to technology, and the extra change. We have extra change we can put on the table to do something. So that is the message to the members of the diaspora. Those who are now who are watching us, reach out. Or if you have a good a project to do, let us know. Maybe our organization can come and invest in your idea. That's what we want to do, first and foremost.
Well said, well said. So as we conclude now, your message to the Zambians back home listening.
Again, first and foremost, I think, in my view, government does not have the answers. As Ronald Reagan said, government is not the solution. Government is the problem. So let's find what you can do. What can you do for government? What can you do for Mana Zambia before Mana Zambia tells you what to do? As was it John F. Kennedy?
Kennedy would say that
to Americans. This is what we need to do. Money Zambia is going to the rural areas, CDF. Begin to follow that money. Begin to follow that money. That is where jobs are going to be. The idea that you can now move from the rural area to Kitwe or to find a job or to Lusaka, those days are gone. Just wake up and see where is the CDF money. In 5 years' time, Zambia will be a very different country. So we had a small win in the political. Now we have a bigger fight in the economic battle, and it will not take one individual or few guys in Lusaka to win that battle. It will take every one of us.
Well said, well said. So thank you. This has been Mr. Rodger Chali joining us live from Canada, Ottawa. To
Canada,
share.
Alberta. Actually, I'm 5 hours away from Ottawa.
Oh,
in the West Coast.
Yeah, there you heard it, all the way from Canada, joining us to share his thoughts on leadership in Africa and Zambia, and of course the message for our Zambian diaspora in America. And of course, we encourage you to reach out to find out more information about the new organization that is being formed. Of course, you've heard about the CDF, so which means Zambia is going to have decision making from the local fronts. Yes. And of course, the message to the diaspora, like you said, you have to suck it up and let us all work as one. So Mr. Rodger Chali, it's always a pleasure and looking forward to collaborating with you on some future projects.
Thank you so much for having me, Noah. Thank you.